One of the biggest fears when publishers move programmatic is simple. What if I lose control? What if buyers cherry pick our best inventory and leave us stuck with the scraps? What if the premium deals dry up and we're left worse overall? In this video, I'll break down some of the real risks of cherry picking, why it's a problem, when it's not, and how to make smart decisions that will grow your revenue and not shrink it. I'm James Deaker. I'm the Yield Doctor. I run a consulting practice that tackles exactly these types of problems. And if you need help that goes beyond what's contained in these videos, please reach out. So, since we're talking about cherry picking, I'm going to use cherries in an orchard as the analogy for ad slots. So let's imagine that an orchard sells at least 3 different kinds of cherries. Let's say they're red, black, and yellow. And let's start with the old school way that advertising has traditionally been sold by a sales team. They might sell a mix of cherries in a case for $5 a pound. The buyer knows that they're getting cherries, but the mix may vary from one day to the next. Now, let's imagine that the orchard also sells a curated bundle of what they think are the best cherries. They're either all red or they're all sweet, and that sells for $10 a pound. This is the digital media equivalent of like a premium sponsorship. Okay, so then somebody at the orchard has a great idea. Let's let the general public into the orchard to pick the cherries for themselves, and we'll sell them for $7 a pound. And this happens in real life in California where I live, and it is a fantastic experience. But here's the fear that the orchard may have. If people can pick their own cherries, who's going to buy the $10 curated cherries anymore? And even if you were to charge $11 per pound for the self-picking, the concern is real, especially for the folks who are making money from the premium offering. So let's stay with this analogy for a bit longer. The cherry farm decides to allow general public cherry picking, but with guardrails to protect their premium business. Maybe they limit the hours, maybe they cap the quantity that can be picked by each person or each group, or maybe they only open certain rows of the orchard. I used to work with teams to create similar rules in digital advertising. These rules balance the promise of the new revenue with the need to protect the old legacy sales. That might mean restricting the access to certain types of inventory, limiting URL transparency, or setting high floor prices. And this process is called channel management. It's about designing the guardrails so that different sales channels don't cannibalize each other. And here's the key point. Channel management can be very valuable, especially during transitions when your products are evolving or you need to maintain customer relationships. But there is a risk. It is easy to focus too much on protecting your price and your yield that you forget what buyers actually want. I didn't used to eat many cherries, but once my family discovered that we could drive out to the orchard, have a great experience, get months worth of cherries and freeze them all down, we picked a lot and our demand skyrocketed. And the same thing can happen in advertising. Buyers want ease of access, measurement, ROI, and visibility into what's happening. And by opening up programmatic or self-serve channels, we can unlock new demand, not just shift demand. So, if you do it right, it can become a virtuous cycle. Advertisers like what they buy more, and the marketplace becomes more efficient. But if you do it wrong and you've put so many rules in place that programmatic really never takes off, you may end up sitting around and wondering why it wasn't more successful. So, all of that said, I'm not saying everything belongs in programmatic. If you have something that is truly unique because of your audience, your data, or your ad experience, then keep it with your direct sales team. Think of it like the cherry farm has a signature cherry gin sling cocktail that they sell alongside the fruit to their customers. You're not just letting anybody mix that cocktail for themselves. So if you're an app or a publisher with something special, you let your direct sales team educate and differentiate and potentially sell it right alongside your programmatic channels. I'm James Deaker. I'm the Yield Doctor. If this resonates or if you're navigating this right now, reach out. I'd love to help. Until next time.